buzzer here. This basically is what I call, it's just a flashbacked quilled buzzer. It's a quilled buzzer just with the back of it highlighted with holographic red and pearl. Just a nice pattern, and as well I've used a Lite-Brite for the WingBuds. It's a good fly to have in your box. At the same time, it's a good fly to tie. So the hook I'm using, this is a Kamasan. It's a B175 size 10. As you can see, it's a straight hook. It's a standard style hook. Most people see buzzers tied on a curved hook, but when you're pulling these, sometimes you have to pull them, and a straight hook hooks up better than basically the curved. Curve is better if it's more sitting and static and allow the fish to take the fly. But I'll show you how to tie it. The thread I'm going to be using is a UTC in black and the 70. And we just simply start at the eye, come down about the thorax length, and then remove the waist piece. Now what I'm going to tie in here for the back is the Uni-Mylar in pearl, number 14. Just catch that on with a turn or two. Just basically catch on that, and that's fine. And then using a small UTC red holographic tinsel, again on the top. Just get up, missed it a couple of times. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is spin the bobbin anti-clockwise. What that does is actually open the thread turns, or basically flattens the thread out, and it covers much thinner. Now what you do is just wind down, keeping these on top. Now as you get to the back, come behind, just lift the flash out the way, carry on down 2-3 turns. Then for the quill, I've got strip Peacock Quill, the natural. Just use the bleach to remove the fine herald. Now I catch this on the back, at the back, with a small piece of the stem that comes off, and then come back up, catching it in. Just tidying up that area with the thread. Just have to make sure I've covered it all. Oops, you don't want to do that. You don't want to fray the thread, so just take your time. If you fray your thread, what happens is it gets exaggerated with the resin or varnish, whatever you're using. Now you bring these both over the back, and make sure this point here, just bring it up. Just lightly come over. Position it exactly where you want. You can see it there, you can just make sure it sits with the pearl on top of the red. It's not exactly perfect, so I'm going to go back. The red wants to sit slightly off, so what I'm going to do is do them individually. That's the red, and there's the pearl, and you can see, and then we just carry on up a wee bit, just trim away the waste, and then we bring our quill up. Now the first turn or two or so is at the back, and then we start to work our way up, just ribbing the fly, taking our time. Now what you'll find when you bleach and remove the herald from the peacock, they tend to get a bit brittle. If you can, moisten these, lay them in some water just to soften them up. And just in the time you're going to be tying the flies, so that's fine, that looks okay. Then basically for the WingBuds I'm using this Lite-Brite hank in orange. It's like a burnt orange. It's quite dark, but it's actually okay once it's on. You pull a few fibres out, there we are, then just moisten your fingers and bring them through. A bit more, there we are. Just line up the ends, and then fold around. You get 2 or 3 flies out of this, so what I do is fold around about an inch or so around the thread, slide it up, and then keeping it underneath, just bring the thread down to the point where the WingBud starts, about there. We come back up, small half hitch, just to stop it bouncing off. And then we just bring the Lite-Brite either side. There's one strand here, it's too short, so I'm just going to take it out at this point. Just bring it on sides and up. And then basically go into the top. So watch what you're doing. There's a couple of short ones there, it's going to be a bit of a pain, but what I'm going to do here is basically come in and loosen some of these off, but just putting my dubbing needle through just to make it a wee bit looser. Makes it look better, gives a better impression of WingBuds. Basically put some depth into the WingBuds, and when you add the resin, it just works. And then we trim away the waste, tidy up that area. Come in with the thread, just nice head, and then whip finish. Nice and delicate, you don't want to be too hard on it. Trim away your thread, and then basically just bring the Lite-Brite underneath. There we go, you can see how it sits. Very well WingBud like. Then we're going to form a shape. We encourage the shape of the buzzer itself. And what I'm going to do here is put a wee drop of the resin right at the top of the head here. And then come straight in with the torch. Set the resin. And then, again using the same, it's a light resin I'm using. Follow the WingBuds round. Just the WingBuds, nothing else. And what will happen is that will hold. It's not a reservoir of the resin itself. All the way around. I'll just set it. And there's that wee small piece of the Lite-Brite. I can trim it away. See how that looks? That looks fine. Then we can do the body, which is all I do is simply put some of the light resin on. Oh, you don't want that. And then use my needle just to spread it out. Come round underneath. And spread it from the top down and round. Try and keep the shape of the buzzer. Just lightly spread it. If you get too much, you can always take it off. Because I'm going to finish with a coat of varnish, and that will seal it all. There we go. Make sure it looks okay. That's fine. The torch I'm using is actually the electric one. It's got a cable on it, and it's an adapter that works really well. It's just, instead of using battery power, you just a small pedal and you press it, and you can find it on the floor anyway, and that gives you a good strong light all the time. So there we are. Now what I'll do is I'll put a nice clear varnish on it. I'm just using a Vineyard one. It's all the way around, let's seal it up. Finish it off. And there we go. That's good, that's fine.